Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next edition of the webinar series where we continue talking with author and sales extraordinaire, Mr. Chip Helm from Hook Medical. In the earlier webinar, Chip had talked about his philosophy, about his career, about a job in sales, but now he's going to tell you how to actually put it into action. So, Chip, once again, thank you for taking the time to talk to our author.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
absolutely. And I think one of the things I want to also point out is the fact that while you have one book, there's also another book this time we'll be talking about. This is talking about bigger than sales. And essentially, you talk about how humility can help you shape and build relationships. So I'm really curious to see what you have to say about humility and relationships, because humility is not something that you usually associate with sales. So I'm very curious to actually hear your thoughts on this. But actually, before we get to that, I want to actually talk about your forward, where you talk about find your passion. It has a very similar ring to one of the chapters in your other book, where you start talking about the fact that you've never held a job in your life. Can you elaborate a little bit more about how finding a passion is linked to the fact that you've never worked a day in your life, as you put it?
Yeah. Well, first of all, they did a study sometime a couple of years ago, and they found out that most people don't have any passions. And I've been fortunate to have three passions: my family, my home in northern Michigan, and what do I do for a living? And I think that's important. Again, family, my home in northern Michigan, and then what I do for a living and work for a medical company. And just a side note to that, I think it's really important, because I was asked this question the other day: how did you pick your profession? What type of sales? And I have to do something that impacts mankind, that affects people, and what we sell and what we do can actually give people longer lives and help people and who are very, very sick. So I think that's really important. When you find your passion and you never had a job in your life, when you fall in love because it's something that impacts your soul and is inside you. And so I had to do something that impacted mankind. So that's kind of what happened. And then I've been fortunate to have those passions, and I fell in love, and my job, it never has ever been a job. And so it made me so passionate. And what I say, one of my chipisms, I say, if you're so passionate about something, you won't let yourself fail. Say that again. If you're so passionate about something, you won't let yourself fail.
The first chapter in this book is about communication, right? So how important is it for you, if you're passionate about something, is you should be able to also communicate this to the people around you so that they know what drives you. So what would your advice be to a lot of young people out there about communication?
Well, first of all, you've got to get back to communication.
Yeah.
You've got to talk more. You have to be verbal. When it all said and done and the dust clears, people are going to want to see you, talk to you, look at your eyes, look at your expressions, look at your body language. That's who they want to work with. That's who they want to hire. That's who they want to spend time with. So I think that's the big thing on this, is that you got to get back to that type of verbal communication. That will always be there. It was there 30 years ago. It will be there 30 years from now. Yes, we're good with texting and emails and Instagram and Twitter and all these great social media things and ways to communicate, but nothing will ever replace that face-to-face, that verbal communication, that one-on-one, that's finding out about who you are, and they want to find out who you are also.